It'll take a few seconds to update.
I'm gonna toggle over
the
to
chat.
Oh, there we go.
Gonna start soon. I hope so.
Gonna fart soon. What? Sing a super wit man. Wait, come on, DC Fandom. I didn't watch any of that. I'm sure somebody's gonna ask, but I didn't.
What?
Fandom.
Oh no, I didn't.
DC
I
Fandom.
didn't watch any of that at all.
That's the kind of stuff. Can they hear us?
I think so.
I was gonna start talking. I was gonna start rambling.
Yeah, wait until people get here.
No,
before you start that. Right now we have to do like mindless chatter until people actually get here. Hi from LA. Stay safe. Hi there.
Yes, we can hear you. All right, we're in. We're good. There, everybody's going. Hi from Brooklyn. Tom Charlton. Nice to see you there. So yeah, we were just talking about DC Fandom because somebody mentioned it in the comments, and I was just looking at the comments real quick. I didn't pay attention to any of it. What I did was all that ice cream. What I did was because social media allows you to curate your feeds. So I follow enough people across social media that I don't have to actually pay attention to anything like that. I don't have to be the one that's actually logged in. It just something pops up on Twitter, something pops up on Instagram, and it's like I get the whole experience because some people like DC stuff, some people don't care. So I get the bullet points. I get the main points of the whole thing. So from what I understand is there was a Wonder Woman trailer. I did watch that on the YouTube. There was
a Wonder Woman trailer and
there was a Suicide Squad.
That's what it was.
Little teaser thing.
Yeah, wasn't it like the
basically the cast?
Yeah, the
like
cast
the characters,
reveal.
You know,
Reveal.
basically, yeah.
Members of the team. That's
which I'll be honest, I don't know who a lot of them are, so I assume we're gonna go a lot deeper with characters getting killed in the second movie.
Jacksonville, Florida, Dallas, Manchester, UK. I love it when Manchester, UK, because we're in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Sister cities.
Central New York.
Actually, I guess technically we're like the we're not so much a sister city, aren't we? Aren't we the bootleg? Are we the knockoff?
We're the knockoff.
We're the knockoff.
Yeah.
I would say we're the 2.0, but I don't know if we improved on anything.
Thank you for the donation, Adam Cumler. Thanks so much, guys. Revisit some of your 80s properties if you want. Thank you.
Revisit them. That's where we live. We never left. That's all we do.
Albany, you want me New York, Tampa.
You want me to talk about Switch Force for a minute?
Brazil, Melbourne, Australia, or Melbourne?
I think it's
Chattanooga.
Melbourne.
No, I think it's pronounced Melbourne.
Seagirt, New Jersey. That sounds fake. That's not real.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. Boring old Columbus, Ohio.
Snyder Cut. You want to do 90 minutes on the Snyder Cut tonight?
Nope.
No. You're gonna watch it though, or did you ever?
Grove, California, raining ashes and hot. Stay safe out there. Holy shit.
Ew.
Ireland.
Greg, you never watched actual Justice League, right, Greg?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't think you did.
The movie?
The mustache cut?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But so you'll check out the Snyder Cut just for historical observational.
I grew up in Manchester, graduated from Central in 92. I graduated from Central in 93.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I didn't move. I didn't live here at the time.
I know you didn't. Shut
Detroit, West Virginia. Robo Larson 2020. I wish. I'd take that hit. I'd take that hit. I'd struggle through it. I'd collect the paycheck long enough until they realized I didn't know what I was doing and then fired me.
Grants Pass, Oregon, Topeka, Kansas, Hartford County, Maryland.
This is all we're gonna do for the show, guys. So I hope more people.
I like knowing where people are. Detroit.
I know.
Silver Springs, Maryland. Isn't that where Cars takes place? Topeka, Kansas.
Radiator Springs.
Whatever.
That was good. I had to stop for a second. I was like, it sounds right. I think he's right. Did you watch Cars? I thought you weren't a Disney guy or an animated guy.
I'm neither, but
you picked Cars.
I think I saw Cars. I didn't see any of the other ones.
I'm legitimately surprised by that. You've seen the Incredibles though.
I have, yeah.
Yeah, because that's good.
Shermer, Illinois. Sure you are. It was like right around Cars that I kind of dropped off. I think the last one I saw was Ratatouille or Wall-E, one of those.
Okay, yeah. Seagirt is real between Spring Lake and Manasquan. Okay. I want to call it Seagrit. Can I call it Seagrit?
Green Hill Zone. Adam Blue's in the Green Hill Zone. Say hi to
Nottingham.
Sonic.
You got Nottingham, UK. I've seen a car.
Good enough. Another one from Melbourne, Australia. Melbourne? Chandler, Arizona?
I think we pronounced the R. Melbourne.
No, I don't think so.
Melbourne? You think it's Melbourne?
Melbourne.
All right.
Vulcanvania.
I'm easily swayed.
I love it.
I don't know.
Say hi to the judge. Bristol, UK, Ohio. So,
Carlos says, "Hey guys, I love the mini documentaries you do, Dan. Keep them coming. We're from the same generation." Yeah, I think a lot of the people that watch the channel are, and if they're not, then they're probably from a different generation. I think that covers everybody. Conception Bay,
Mr. Lurch.
Newfoundland.
Good morning, Mr. Lurch, over in Australia.
Birmingham, Dam, Ohio, west of Cleveland, Ohio. That's good.
So we don't have any guests on at this one.
Nope. Geography roll
just
call.
Dan and I. Doing. So, any questions you guys have about?
We're collecting PII, so this is great. I'm getting a lot of good stuff here.
the action figure industry is still broken. Video, as you can see, Dan is fine.
Yes. Hey, and let's can we real talk for a second here? Can we clear one thing up real quick?
Shit. Hold on.
A lot of people asking if I am growing a mullet, and no. The answer is no, because a mullet is short in the front, long in the back. This is long all over. This is like late 70s, early 80s style, where you just let it all grow because you just don't care about haircuts anymore, and that's what it is. So I got a haircut so that I could look real nice for Toy Fair back in February, and then everything happened, and I just didn't want to go get a haircut, and I haven't had a haircut since. So that's the first step. Second step of haircut talk, and we're gonna keep going on this for a while. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. Hasbro distribution. Yeah. So somebody mentioned Supreme Cobra Commander. I assume you're talking about the snake styled one, the one that's supposed to be out later on this year. I'm gonna get it, of course, because I'm totally down with G.I. Joe right now. But I am not upset about the fact that there's going to be 3 Cobra Commanders already. That is excessive. It is unreasonable, and I'm just gonna keep enabling it.
Happy birthday, Ron Fiasco! What a name!
Fiasco
just turned 45 today. I turned 45 in June. So happy birthday to you.
I'm not that old. I'm much younger than all of you. So
that's not true.
I'm not that old yet, though, so I'm good.
Thank you very much for the kind word. Cheaper than a lap dance, $5. All right. Not New Hampshire.
You're not gonna say his name, Skidmark Steve.
Thank you very much for the $5. Victor Maldonado.
Thank you very much, Victor.
Did you grab the Amazon Storm Shadow?
No, I didn't. No, because I am not down with that style of that Storm Shadow outfit. I assume that other Storm Shadows are going to be along the way here. That particular suit, look, I can't go all in on G.I. Joe. I just can't. There's too much going on right now. There's too much Power Ranger stuff, too much Gundam, too much Star Wars, too much Marvel. And so with G.I. Joe, I really had to say, am I all in or am I not? And they made it real easy for me by putting that 90s deco out there. I don't mind Snake Eyes. I don't mind Storm Shadow version 2. The version with the sort of city camo, whatever it's called, the ones with the like gray hash marks and stuff all over them. I'm totally down for that one, but the Ninja Force, that's an easy pass for me.
Hey Dan, do you think we'll ever see the Battle of the Planets live action movie from the Russos? No, I know you didn't ask me, but
I sure hope so. Anything Battle of the Planets related, gotcha, man. Because you know what, they did that live action one that was released in Japan, produced and made in Japan, and then released in Japan. I just couldn't get into that. I could not get into it. It was just all of those. There's they did Yamato, and I think they only did those 2, but they were they're too dense. There's too much, like this whole build up to, I don't know, maybe it's the language barrier.
First of all, absolutely brilliant use of the emojis available. Manimal episode when from Gaposaurus? Probably pretty soon, I would guess.
Probably pretty soon. Yeah.
Automan did very well for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. I think we're going to run through the
And
trilogy.
This, hold on, let me do this. Stream exclusive. This week will be Street Hawk. Hopefully. So we're going to do Street Hawk next. And yeah, I mean, the Automan video doing well, we've already talked about this, sort of opened up a whole other section of media that we can cover. You know, that sort of soft sci-fi stuff. So we talked about doing Misfits of Power at some point. We're going to do Manimal, Airwolf, Blue Thunder.
Misfits of
probably.
Science.
Misfits of Science. What did I say?
Power.
I don't know
You said
where
Misfits
that
of Power. I don't know.
So those will all be coming at some point. We're putting those all on the list, or they're already on the list. Greatest American Hero has been on the list for years. We just never got around to it.
I mean, they're practically cartoons anyway.
Yeah.
And most of them do have some weird toy connection, or should have. So, you know, they fit right in.
Someone asked, have you done a Thundar episode? Did I just miss it? We have not.
Not yet.
We will. We absolutely will. It is 100% on the list and has been on the list for a long time. We just haven't gotten around to it. You know, the thing that I always say, of course, is we have a very, very, very long list of projects to cover, products to cover, and we're going in literally no order. So it is almost completely random.
You know, the audience has some say in that. You know, when something blows up like Automan, it definitely moves Street Hawk up the list.
Silverhawks we already did.
Yeah.
Did Thundar ever even have toys?
Did Thundar the Barbarian ever even have toys?
I think I have a link to an article about prototypes.
Yeah, nothing vintage. Nothing back in the day, no. Dan, did you pre-order the Boss Fight Studio V Hex Phantom? I have not yet. I intend to. That and Zorro, unless they've already closed the pre-order window on that.
Yeah, Babylon 5. Yeah, absolutely.
Ryan Clark says,
how closely tied is the lack of popularity of a franchise / cartoon you've covered with how well / badly that video usually performs? Not at all. Not even remotely. It is so friggin' bizarre how stuff works on YouTube. You know, one of the most popular, the most popular video on our channel is Captain Power.
Never would have guessed it.
No, never would have guessed it. And that's not a terribly popular.
J. Michael Magic.
Yeah. Not a terribly popular franchise that a lot of people have heard of.
And certainly not a very, it is a unique line of toys, but not particularly popular.
Yep.
And not very particularly deep either.
Raph and Casey 2-pack is up for pre-order on the NECA store. So let's watch our view count drop.
Well, it's been up for a while.
Oh, okay.
I actually forwarded that link to our friend Mr. McCarthy, and he pre-ordered it immediately.
Did you guys ever do Vitor, the Starfire champion? It is on the list. It is on the list. We will do it at some point. We just haven't yet. Like I said, we're not going in any order.
Yeah. There were Saber Rider toys. They just didn't really hit in the US. They are expensive online.
Are they?
Yes. What would be your favorite videos that you've done? What's your favorite video we've done?
Max Headroom.
Because of subject matter?
Yeah. Partly. Because that was one we've talked about. That was one that was just like, you know, a perfect example of how the channel is run. The week before that video came out, I was just like, I want to do Max Headroom. And you were like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's do Max Headroom. Has absolutely no tie to anything that we've ever covered before on the channel or anything like that.
No toy line.
Nope. So we did Max Headroom, and it was a long video and a hard video to put together. It took a long time, a lot of editing. And then we put it up, and it's done exceptionally well. It's one of the most viewed videos on the channel. And I've said this to you before. I'm incredibly popular of the fact that David Stone, one of the creators of Max Headroom, commented on the video and liked the video. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Thank you very much, Lawrence Luck, for the $4.99. Max Headroom is amazing. The history of TRU and Saturday morning cartoons are both up there too. What about for you, Dan?
My
universe.
That's a good one.
Legends?
Our lists are always, the lists are so much fun. So if each of you could bring like 5 friends next time we do a list, so we can get the view counts up on those if we ever do another one. Just if those were as popular as the history of, man, I just wish, because
thank you for the $4.99.
The lists are just
farts.
so much more fun to write, to shoot, to
Yeah.
produce. They're just more fun. Throw the votes out to everybody. Let them vote on it. You guys fight that stuff out. I don't have to take that personally or anything. I just write the script, and then they're just so much fun to do. And that He-Man one is fun. The Transformers one with me dressed as Optimus is really fun.
Any of the list ones, the later list ones are really a good
but
time.
I still, the top 10 crustaceans will always have a special place in my heart. However long this channel runs, however videos we make, that video is always going to have a special place in my heart because it's just so damn stupid. It's so stupid. It's funny and stupid, and it just makes me laugh every time I watch it. I'd love to do Condor Man. Put Condor Man on the list if it's not there.
Yeah, would you do?
I wore that beta tape out. I wore that.
Is that Michael Crawford, the Phantom of the Opera? Is that the one?
I have no idea.
I believe it is.
I don't distinguish the actors from the reality of the characters that they're playing. It's
thank
all
you
real
for
to me.
all you to do Alley Viper and Bats now.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Lewis.
They're on the packaging. At least the Alley Vipers are. Hey, Dan, are you going to Virtual Gundam Con this weekend? I didn't know there was a Virtual Gundam Con this weekend, so maybe. Let's check it out.
Someone asked, how about doing various anime titles and anime favorites? That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because we're getting into a subject matter that I don't think I'm out of line in saying neither one of us know a lot about or have very much experience with at all. And anime people can be very, very intense. So we've dipped our toe in here and there with like Battle of the Planets and stuff like that, but it is
and not for nothing, but a lot of those properties are really old at this point, and unlike G.I. Joe, unlike G.I. Joe or like He-Man, where they kind of weave in and out of popularity, a lot of these properties have just been around forever. Like there's like, if we were going to do a Gundam video, it would be like just the original. Here's how it started. You got to go do the work on the other 39 years of it.
Yeah, no. And we have Gundam on the list.
Yeah.
We have Dragon Ball Z on the list.
Yeah.
I can't remember what else. Oh, we have Pokemon on the list.
We must have like Sailor Moon, maybe.
I don't know, but it might be on the list.
Yeah. It's everything's so deep.
This is one we get a lot. Ever think of doing Star Trek? Yes. And if you were to see the list that we have, there's an entry on the history ofs, and it just says Star Trek something. Because I know that like we want to do Star Trek something, but I don't think we've ever found the right angle to come at Star Trek from. Like, do we do the original series or, FilmJoy, Mikey Newman over at FilmJoy just did a incredible 3-part episode on the history of Star Trek. So it's like, we're not going to do it right after he just did it and knocked it out of the goddamn park. So it's like, we want to do something Star Trek. We just haven't found the right angle.
I could see us hitting the Playmates line at some point, because that Playmates toy line is deep and covered pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So there's ample room to talk about toys there. That's obviously, that it starts with, Next Generation, but it ends up covering pretty much everything. Deep Space Nine and the original series. They literally made everything they could possibly make. There's like 38 different versions of, Picard. So I could see us hitting it from that angle, and then just like condensing the rest of the history down so that we could like leave most of the video for the Playmates toy line.
Yeah. So Bill says, you could just milk Star Trek and get 5-6 videos out of it. That's a tough thing because we don't want to get, first of all, we don't want to get tired of it. Second of all, we want to put our own spin on it. And third of all, unfortunately, we have to think about the algorithm and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And Star Trek is not really one of those that's going to, you know, move the needle that much. So we have to figure out what the best way to come at it is. It's unfortunate, but it's just, you know, it's just the way it is. Mr. Lurch sings $2.99. Thank you. Star Blazers on the list for sure. I missed one up here. New YouTube member. Thank you, Skidmark Steve, for becoming a member.
Hey, there's a GI. He's probably named after the GI Joe character, Skidmark.
How do I explain the $200 bill for a year of the GOAT Soundwave to my girlfriend?
Postpone, delay as long as possible. That's how I would try. It was either this or
Gundam stuff. You should only do the origin of Gundam and the origin of Gundam. And well, I mean, that's kind of what we would do. We would come at it from that angle, but it's still a huge undertaking and a huge video. You know, we also have the history of Super Sentai on the list, which would go through sort of the different eras of Super Sentai. But, you know, these are bigger videos that, you know, we also have a time consideration here. You know, our turnaround time right now is necessarily short because of everything else that we have going on in our lives. So we have to take that into account. Battletech. I mean, we did Battletech, the animated series, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, and we talked about, so that might be a, you know, are we going to tackle it from the more of the game angle, right? Like we've done, we did Hero Quest, you know, we've done Dungeons and Dragons. Are we going to do Battletech? I guess maybe that's what they're asking, possibly.
Yeah,
I could definitely see a deeper dive on Shogun Warriors.
Yeah, that's definitely on the list. Robo Force is on the list. Spider-Man, we've already tackled the history
that.
Of
that. Yep, that's in there. Is that part of the Spider-Man?
No.
We did
its own video. Yep,
that's right.
Digimon, it's on the list. Focusing on Gundam Wing, that's another possibility for how we're going to tackle it. We'll figure it out at some point. Zoids is 100% on the list.
100%. Yeah.
Thunderbirds is on the list. I think you put that on the list.
Yes.
More oddities videos. There was going to be one this week. We had to move it. We have some research still to handle on it, but there's going to be another oddity coming soon.
Thunderbirds, the U.S. Air Force flight demonstration team.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Color Forms. You know what? Color Forms is not on the list, but that's a good idea. I think I'm going to put it on the list.
At first, I was like, but then I was like,
That's a meme. Everything about doing a history of Remco toys. Yes. It's actually almost at the top of the list because it's been on the list for so long and we just haven't done it. But it's also one that we would be breaking up potentially. We've already done Spiral Zone. Yes. Jerry Anderson series would be great. We did Space Precinct 2049, 2050. What's the number? We did Space Precinct.
Yeah.
Chris Star's on the list.
That's got the Idris Elba first appearance in it as the pizza guy.
What'd you think of Netflix TFC? It was so slow. Didn't watch it.
Man, you know, I tried. I really, really tried. I tried. It just was going nowhere fast. Or no, it was going nowhere slow is what it was doing. Got him. I did like seeing, you know, all the siege styles. I thought it was adorable that they put the little, you know, weapon mount holes on, you know, and that those character models were exact. It was really, really fun to see that. But yeah, I don't know. Just like a lot of the Marvel series, I thought it was a little too long. I could have shortened it up a bit, tightened it up. Could have. Megaforce is on the list.
Doctor Who is another tough one. It's something that we will absolutely tackle. But again, it's something that neither one of us really grew up on. I watched a couple of the episodes when I was a kid on PBS, but that was the extent of my relationship with Doctor Who.
And I've literally seen maybe an episode.
Yeah. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Zevos is on the list, and we're going to do Zevos. We've done a review.
Well, I was gonna say that would be like an actual history as opposed to I don't know what we
Right.
called it last time.
It was a 4 minutes or less. It was a retro review, I think.
Oh,
4
okay.
minutes or
Yeah, that
less.
makes sense.
So Zevos is on the list, but we're going to be tackling sort of the whole toy line. Plunderlings. To help buy all the printer ink you need for that list, we are a paper-free office. So we don't need printer ink. But thank you for the $5.
Plunderlings, by the way. Follow Plunderlings on Instagram so you can stay up to date on their action figure line called Plunderlings that they successfully kickstarted this year. And if all goes well, I don't want to jinx them. I'd knock on this. It's not real wood, so I'm knocking on some wood over here. I don't want to jinx them, but those figures could be out later this year.
History of Toy Biz to the Marvel Legends series. We did the history of Marvel Legends. So
yeah, we pretty much covered all of Toy Biz in there.
Yeah. Let's see. What are your thoughts on DC?
Barba Papas. Did my wife write that? She's the only other person I've ever heard say that name, write that word. What are your thoughts on DC Imaginext? I think it's a great line. I don't really have many figures from it. It's not something that I actively collect, but I've always loved that whether it's Hasbro or Imaginext, whoever's running those lines, puts those sort of fun kid component lines out there that allow for just fun playability, vehicles, giant play sets, and just a whole bunch of cool gimmicks.
How about a history of different voice actors to portray favorite characters in shows? Not really that, but we do have plans at some point potentially to do a series of biographies of different people that we run across all the time, like Frank Welker and Margaret Loesch and people like that. So that's something that may cover some of that. Just at Target, employee says she has stuff in the back, no pictures or names, can't sell until 11/1. I'm not even lying. I don't even know what any of that means, but thank you very much, Joe Self, for the $4.99.
Stuff in the back, no pictures or names, can't sell until 11/1. Oh, there's probably an announcement coming for our next wave or something that has a do not open, don't sell to people coming into the store asking about it until November 1st.
Bronze Bombers from Olmec in February. We do have some plans for Olmec, but it's not something that we are ready to talk about just yet.
We've not talked about Motu Origins. I haven't seen any of those figures yet, so I got nothing to say about them just yet. I haven't seen any of them in person. They haven't been in any of my stores locally. And I'm not so excited about the line that I felt like I needed to pre-order anything. If I'm only going to get one, I'm going to get that Scareglow. If I'm only going to get two, it'll be Scareglow and probably Skeletor. If I'm only going to get three, it would probably Skeletor, Scareglow, He-Man. Clawful's going to pop up at some point, and I'll definitely grab that dude. But,
we did an episode on the what are they called? Shit.
What are we talking about?
The comment on the screen.
I just blanked on it. Changeables.
Changeables.
I was going to call them Lunchables.
Yeah, we did an oddity on the McDonald's Changeables.
Yeah.
Mon
Chi-Chi. I don't know. Mon Chi-Chi. I had a Mon Chi-Chi.
So did I. Well,
everybody did.
My cousin had one.
Thumb sucking monkey.
That's Deep Thoughts video on the end of DC Direct. Probably not.
DC Direct. Probably not. No. It sucks. It's unfortunate.
We already talked about a little bit about the Transformers Netflix show.
I got maybe 2 episodes into it and was just like, I kept falling asleep. It was really boring. I love the designs. I love the look. The voice acting's fine. It was just moving real slow for me. And I'll be honest, the weight of the like darkness and stuff was, I don't know. It's just a little, I don't know.
Was there ever enough Bill and Ted stuff to warrant a quick video about that? There's plenty of Bill and Ted stuff to warrant a regular length video about that. We just haven't gotten around to it yet. Plus, with the new movie coming out, now there's 3 movies and there's the animated series and, all that kind of stuff. So, there's plenty on Bill and Ted. We just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Biker Scout 74 asked if we're excited about the upcoming RED Transformers line. I am, and I'm just waiting for my pre-orders to ship. They were supposed to ship at the beginning of August, and then we all got those messages from Walmart said that they were delayed till September. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm
where
excited.
did the original Oddities lead music come from? Was it Stranger Things? No, it's not even remotely close to Stranger Thing. It sounds like it, but
It's
no, it's a
evocative.
purchase piece.
Yeah.
It's a purchase piece. It's a licensed piece of music. October is coming. How about horror figures from old Universal models to McFarlane Horror Maniacs? We have some big plans, as always, for Halloween. Who knows if we'll be able to pull them off? But if we do, October is already planned out. So while I say that we don't plan that far in advance, October is planned.
So it's next October.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah. So is next October.
It's the only thing we plan for.
Can you do the history of history?
It goes
Yes.
back too far. There's too much there.
It's a multi-part.
We'll do the beginning part, but the rest of it is just you're gonna have to do it on your own.
Have you covered Muppet Babies yet? Not yet, but it is on the list. How do you think McFarlane's DC Multiverse line is going? Dan, go.
I think it's going great. I picked up the first couple of figures. I wasn't crazy about the regular Batman head sculpt, so I passed on that. I'm totally fine with my NECA Batman. Wave, this upcoming metal line, all those figures look awesome, but I'm not getting any of them because I just don't think I need them for my collection. They look great. It's a fantastic, all these alternate universe dark metal monster evil versions of Batman merged with other characters. If I only get one, it'll probably be the Green Lantern one. But I am happy that I can just skip those like 12 figures or whatever it is. Because there's definitely other stuff that I'm worried about right now.
Speaking of music, will you ever hear the old intro music again? No.
In
Has there
fact,
ever been
don't get attached to the current music because it won't stick around long either.
I'm a tinkerer, so I'm always messing with stuff. So no, I won't go back. I always throw everything out and start again. Let's see.
Hey, Keldon asks if I feel guilty about having so many classic Bobas. Well, he has not even one. A lot of them I acquired by buying them on eBay, so you can do that too. They're there all day, every day. They're there. All it takes is just wanting one, and then you just go like, I'm going to buy one, and then you buy one. Mike Case just got here. Mike, we actually were just filling time until you got here. You did not miss anything. All right, let's start the show. Play the music. The new music, not the old music.
Can we get a Toy Galaxy blooper show? Sadly, there aren't any.
There really aren't. We've
gotten this to the point. It sounds stupid, but we've gotten this to the point where it really is like a fine-tuned machine. We go in, we do one read through, and then Dan does the script.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much it.
Any bloopers are just me like mixing up two words, and there's just nothing funny about that.
No.
Like in the beginning it was like there's all that like anxiety of like nervousness of, oh my god, I'm on camera and stuff, and you're like you accidentally mess up a whole and you flub things, you say F,
occasionally
whatever,
they happen and I try and leave them in.
Yeah, well that's the thing, is if they're good bloopers they stay in.
Yeah.
And so every episode is a blooper reel.
What is producer Greg watching right now? What's good? What's bad? Nosferatu season 2, Umbrella Academy. We just watched Random Acts of Violence last night, or Thursday night, which I thought was friggin-tastic.
I've seen a lot of people talking about this Lovecraft thing. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, Lovecraft Country.
Have you
so
watched
far
that?
Is really good. There's only been one episode.
Oh, okay.
Really liked it. Really
one for one.
Looking forward to seeing the rest of it. Let's see. $6 Million Man. It's on the list. Will this be archived with the other live streams? Yes, it will. Is there a Dan action figure in the works? Use your imagination. There's all kinds of Dan action figures.
How much you got for the Kickstarter? We can get this done in one if you want. It's going to cost $30,000 if you just want to write one check.
Thank you for the $5. How do you think movie releases and toy releases will have to change going forward due to health situations? How do I think they'll change? Boy, I don't know. That I don't know that that's anything that any of us can really predict at this point, because we just don't know how long
this
is even
right?
going to last. So, there's some movies that are made. There's some movies that are half made. that all need to be released at some point, hopefully. But boy, who knows? Who knows at this point?
Now, you weren't exactly loving the theater experience before all of this.
No.
So, we've talked about the fact that if everybody decides to suddenly go day of digital, you're down for that, right?
I am, for the most part, down for that. But, me not loving the theatrical experience partly is to do with the theaters around us. And partly is to do with where the industry was going, where it was all just bet big, right? So mid-budget movies were just being pushed to the side. Lower budget horror movies were just being pushed to the side. And it was only franchise films. Anything that they could make a franchise out of, or continuing narrative or anything like that. Those were dominating the movie theater, and I don't give a shit about any of those movies for the most part. So it's difficult, but I still don't want to see the theatrical experience completely disappear.
Was Knives Out the last thing you saw in the theater?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
And I loved it because I love Rian Johnson. I think it's a little bit of both.
Oh, I thought you were going to read it. You didn't read it.
Because you can't read?
I No.
When the community cries out over social media, do you think toy companies listen and ignore us, or don't listen at all?
I think they do listen. And I think the fact that NECA has taken the steps that they've taken to try to address some of their pre-order stuff, I think they were feeling a lot of the pressure from that. I think the fact that Hasbro created Hasbro Pulse, regardless of how much it sucks or not, they did create that to try to have a more direct relationship with the fans. And that absolutely, HasLab plays into all that stuff as well. They're absolutely listening. They're absolutely paying attention. Look, here's the thing. The fans were like, give us all this vintage collection stuff. Don't kill the 4-inch line. And they were like, okay, we're going to put some figures out. And so they're listening in that respect, but I don't think they're actually listening with respect to what they're releasing. I don't think they're really putting the right stuff out. So it's a yes and a no.
Greg, Horror Channel, no. I'm not interested really in being in front of the camera. Except for these, but these are just answering questions.
And honestly, my scripts would all just be like, it's really gross and really scary. I didn't like it.
Let's see. So many questions.
A lot of these are statements, not questions. Guys, put question marks at the end. Changes are coming to Hasbro Pulse. Blood Machine? I don't know what that means. Is Dan getting the Top Gun Deluxe helmet? The only helmet I've seen so far is a crappy one that just has the Top Gun logo on the front. That's not a deluxe helmet to me. Now, if there's some sort of Maverick helmet out there, let me know, because I'll get that.
History of Slime. Pixel Dan has already done that video, and it's a good video. So
Air Raiders on the list.
Air Raiders is on the list. Did you see the new Tantive?
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. Like, I honestly, it's like I don't do really much 4-inch stuff anymore. So I think that's a really cool idea. I think what they were trying to do with the Bespin playset, where you buy 2, connect them, and then you have like a bigger sort of arena. I think it's a great idea. It was not received well by the fans. Not me. I don't care. I wasn't getting it either way. The Tantive playset is different. You buy 2, put them together. You can make long hallways. I just don't know what application that has beyond recreating Darth Vader murdering everyone, which is fun. But I don't know what application it has beyond that. So I don't know how much wear people are going to get out of that. And I don't know if Jabba's diorama scene did well enough to justify making either of those. But it's cool that they're going in that direction. I don't know what's next. Bespin hallways.
What is your favorite toy / show you've discovered as you've researched things for this show? Are there any toys you went and collected because of it?
That's a good question. I wish we'd
Not
had
for
that
me.
one. I wish we'd had that one ahead of time. There've definitely been things like, Automan. Like, I knew that figure existed. I did not know it was closer to 6 inches than 4 inches. I'd seen pictures of it before. It's the kind of thing where I'm like, that's really neat. Probably never going to track it down, but I'll keep my eyes open. Did not know that there were other toys that could have existed that don't exist. But other than that, I can't off the top of my head. I'm not thinking of anything. But I got to be honest, all this stuff blurs together at this point. Every time I look at how many videos we've made, I'm just like, I feel like we've done one over and over again.
Are there any toy related to horror / cinema that you do like / enjoy / collect? No. I have a couple of figures that my wife has gotten me a number of times over the years. But they are, just sort of specifically for the character that it is. I have a Pinhead, I have a Shaun of the Dead, but no, not really. It's not my thing. Let's see. Does the movie The Thing have toys? I think it has some McFarlane movie toys. Yeah.
Or somebody else, early Mezco's, something like that. Any chance of having a digital meetup in September, like last year's meetup in Manchester? I was able to get a ton of cool folks and started local action figure photography. Thanks for hosting it. That's a great question. It's, really would have liked to have done another in-person thing this year. Obviously, that was beyond our control. Logistically, I don't know that we're really working towards any kind of online thing.
I think that we're just right now sort of in a holding pattern.
Honestly, this is it. This is it. Surprise. Yeah. It was tonight. You're here.
We're just kind of in a holding pattern until all of this passes. We do want to do another meetup in the area, and we most likely will once we can. But we're just not there yet. How many Action Force items do you have, Dan?
Several now. I don't know what the exact count is. I was very happy to get the 2 packages that I received that are both featured in our Dan in the Kitchen booth videos. But I'm not sure exactly what the count is, because I'll be honest, I've been busy to the point where I haven't actually been able to go through and catalog them, see exactly what's there, properly sort of put them away, and with my GI Joe collection. Looks like all the work has really been done. The right figures have the right accessories and stuff, but it's a lot. It was incredibly generous. No HasLab Sentinel for me. I haven't gone in on any of the HasLab stuff so far.
Not too much.
It's just
not too much on the full moon.
Those prices for those items, and the idea that I would have no place to put that barge. I would have no place to put that Unicron. I would have the Sentinel is probably the easiest one to store. And I still love the Toy Biz, the Build-A-Figure style. If it had looked more like that, I might have been more tempted, but at that price, I just couldn't do it.
If you could revive one toy line, what would it be? Mask, right?
Probably Mask. Yeah. Either Mask or I feel like Centurion's just sitting right there. Like, modularity is the thing. There's so many lines that are already, playing with that whole modularity thing that it's just get the license, or just, make those characters, call them something different. So everybody can just go like, oh, okay. Yeah. It's Centurions,
Mike Case, are you looking forward to Bill and Ted 3? Yeah, sure.
I definitely am. Yeah, absolutely.
Sam 100%. Weaving is in it. I love Sam Weaving. So this is great.
And you know what? I was never a big fan of Visionaries, but I would love to see Visionaries come back because I would love to see holograms mass produced on stuff come back. That's what I want. Take your foil stickers and shove them. I want holograms back. There used to be a hologram store at the mall. Did I talk about that in the Visionaries video? There was a hologram store at the video. Can you imagine a hologram store? Like, literally, you walk in and the walls are just covered in holograms, all sizes. It's crazy.
Hasbro debuted G.I. Joe and Ghostbusters at the same time, and there have been a few releases for Joe, but only one Ghostbusters wave. Does it show a lack of faith in Ghostbusters? No, I think it shows that G.I. Joe has a far longer history with a million more characters.
Yeah, I mean,
like 4 guys.
Goodness, like, obviously the plan was the Ghostbusters movie. I don't know what the original release date on that was. Was that supposed to be a holiday release, you think?
Summer.
Summer. So it was supposed to already be out. Yeah. So obviously the plan was get the classic Ghostbusters out and then hit you with the wave that has the characters from this movie. And obviously that's been delayed right now. We're seeing, Wonder Woman 84 toys are already out on the shelves. This is just messing up everybody's plans as far as what releases were supposed to be and scheduling and all that stuff. I mean, Top Gun stuff, that movie got pushed back to next year. So, it's a mess all over the place. lenticular. I'm down for lenticular. Samurai Pizza Cats. I think that's on the list.
Yeah, it's on the list. All of those ones are on the list.
Mike Case asked, where does Dan in the kitchen go from here? You already outgrew the booth. The kitchen is only a matter of time. It's not so much a matter of outgrowing it. It's more just a matter of scheduling it, but the last 6 months have just been upside down, top to bottom. And, our focus has really been on making sure we're getting those Thursday videos out every week and making sure that that's the thing that doesn't get disrupted by all of this. There's just so much other stuff outside of the show that, are more important.
Yeah,
straight up, that's what they are.
Yeah, it was really just, we need to make sure we have a Thursday video every week. People are looking forward to the Thursday video. The world is on fire right now. So what do we need to do to get that Thursday video done? And booth videos and sort of the plans we had for moving that into the kitchen, sort of, I don't want to say they got pushed to the side, but they got sort of deprioritized to where it's, it's a thing that every once in a while we get to, but it's absolutely not a priority.
Yeah, Godzilla versus Kong is in that same category. Definitely messed up all that.
Yep. With Disney owning complete rights to Alien versus Predator, will NECA still be making the toys, or will Hasbro bid for it? I don't know. Do you know?
I have not heard anything. It's a good question. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I don't want to live in the world where Hasbro makes everything, that's for sure.
And I don't want to live in a world where Disney owns everything, but here we are. Does Hasbro still have the Indiana Jones license? Do you know?
I have no idea. No idea.
How has USPS getting neutered hampering toy buying in the US?
I'd go further than saying neutered. I would say the USPS is in the process of being deconstructed and decommissioned, which is criminal. And it absolutely is affecting things just from a moving stuff around the country standpoint. It is the minor inconvenience of, hey, I ordered something a week ago and it's still not here. I ordered it 2 weeks ago. I said it was supposed to be here Monday and here it is Friday and I still don't have it. That's an inconvenience. But it's going to start affecting, product being in stores. It's going to be affecting product getting to distribution centers. It's going to affect everything. So
yes, Mike Case, do you think Disney will buy Hasbro? Yes, I do.
Please.
I hope they don't, but I think they will. Does Disney own Toy Galaxy yet? No. But that's a please.
Yeah, please.
We're cheap, but we're expensive. Ever thought of looking at Ralph Bakshi's Wizards, the cartoon from the 70s? No. But it's not out of the question. It is not out of the question. Do you see a strong future for 3D printed toys, action figures, vehicles, etc.?
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely people, there's definitely customizers that are really pushing what you can do, whether it's improving on an existing piece or just creating stuff, from scrap. Especially with this G.I. Joe stuff. There's a couple customizers out there that are doing really incredible work, upscaling pieces or adding parts, all that stuff to, existing model kits or vehicles. It is really, really inspiring to see. My friend Rich 3D prints buildings for his, tabletop role-playing games and that kind of stuff. And it's amazing to me what you can do with, a little bit of time in a 3D printer right now. I absolutely think the future is in, people selling their files. I don't know how any of it works. People selling their files, and then you just buy the file. You buy the file, you print the thing, and you're good to go. And then, unfortunately, some of that finish work, the finishing will get better as the technology gets better. But some of that finishing work is just going to be left up to you.
Mike Case, what's the dollar amount for Toy Galaxy to sell out? Asking for a friend. It is, hold on to your butts, $143.
That's it. It's cheap.
That's it. It's cheap.
It's cheap. Each.
Told you, it was cheap,
each.
but expensive. Disney will reboot you with a younger cast. I wish they would. Rarest toy you own.
God, I don't know. I haven't done the research. I have what is purported to be an unreleased. I'm gonna blow the character's name. It's like Soundwave from Animated, but it's white. And it's like one of the smaller like Legends scale Transformers. I haven't done the research, but I was told that that's an unreleased piece, and I'll be honest with you, I can't remember where it came from. But I think technically that's the rarest piece I have. If it turns out that that's not a thing, that it was like totally mass released, then that one goes from the top of the list to the bottom of the list. And then I don't know what number 2 is.
Jared Steele, $2. Thank you very much. Would you back a Rock Lords revival?
If you mean like back like on Kickstarter or something where somebody was like, you know, where like Zika Toys just brought back Sectars. Yeah, sure, I would. Absolutely. 100%. Definitely.
That's short.
Mike,
I'm gonna
sorry.
reject that offer outright.
Yeah. Throw in your cat and you got a deal.
What are some modern toy IPs you like?
Star Wars, Marvel, lots of them. I mean, I'm all Hasbro pretty much all day right now. There's McFarlane stuff, Fortnite,
Mythic
Jazzwares,
Legions,
Fortnite,
still like
Mythic
that
Legions,
stuff, right?
loving Mythic Legions.
Which one did you just get the skeleton from?
Those are Storm Collectibles. I mean, pretty much anything that catches my eye in the toy aisle, I'm down with. I did just buy that NECA Casey Jones
We've already done
raft set. So I'm not really into wrestling, so I don't buy wrestling figures. I'm not really. Is Dave here? I don't really do Ghostbusters, so I don't have Ghostbusters stuff. So I didn't buy those new Ghostbusters.
I deleted the Dan Hates Ghostbusters banner. Shit.
So, yeah, same.
I meant more like totally new IPs.
Oh, totally new IPs.
Are there
any? Yeah. Even like
we live in a society, man.
I guess Mythic Legions would probably be the strongest from that category. As like a new IP that isn't based off some pre-existing brand. I love what Boss Fight Studios is doing, but even they, we're like, we got to acknowledge what this industry is. We got to have some licensed products, So they've put out their Sam and Max and their Zorro and Flash Gordon stuff that are coming. But I would prefer, their regular, just straight up for Vitruvian Hacks stuff, because that to me is.
Oh shit! Game Dave.
Oh, hey, there he is. Speak his name and he appears. Or rather, he must be on the Ghostbusters hot list where it hashtags. The bot hashtagged what I said and sent it to him.
Yeah. It was in closed captions.
Hey, Dan, do you ever order from Zavvi? I've never ordered from Zavvi, no.
Dan loves Fortnite.
I don't care about the game. I don't care about the game. I tried playing it once or twice. It did nothing for me. There are a lot of figures I like, but I'm very particular, very picky about which figures I get. Everybody was all in on that Banana Man, and I just passed. I said, no Banana Man for me.
Is Flavor Dave the mayor of Flavortown yet?
Can we get back on topic, please? I don't want to get distracted.
We're putting together a campaign. I can't say more than that, except that we're putting together a campaign and we'll be ready to announce something soon.
Do you guys like Boglins? I was never really into Boglins. I love the idea of, fun puppet things. I used to have a Godzilla. Was it 2000 when the Matthew Broderick one came out? Was that the
1998?
98. When that one came out, I had like one of those puppet Godzillas. Loved that thing. But Boglins specifically never really did anything for me.
I just put Godzilla 98 on the list to come.
Nice.
Because I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Which video games were favorites growing up? Which game systems? I had a Master System and then a Genesis. And my favorite game on the Master System was Zillion.
Yeah,
I've shown it before on stream.
I went Atari 2600, NES, Sega Genesis. I didn't go Super Nintendo. I just once Sega Genesis came out, I went all Sega for a while, and then it was Dreamcast. Dreamcast has got to be my favorite system of all time. Like, I didn't know anybody else that was playing it. It was just like my private, secret, little, amazing little system. I loved Soul Calibur. It was my favorite game. Code Veronica was on Dreamcast. I absolutely loved that system. And then
DJ and Fan 84, thank you for the $5. New fan wanted to ask about your feelings on Kid Robot and artists like Hook G who make super limited works.
It's, you know, it's those sort of designer toys, as I'll call them. I never really got into any of that, and I am not a fan of anything that's, you know, super limited. A, because the price is usually, you know, pretty good. I respect the artistic work and the craftsmanship
Yeah,
that
of
goes into
course.
that stuff and the limited nature. But as far as me being a collector, you know, I want cheap stuff and I want a lot of it. So, and you know, I mean, there, you know, cool stuff is cool stuff. So if somebody made a cool thing, I would give it a consideration. But you know, if it came with a $50 price tag, I'd be like, I don't think I can buy that.
Mike Case, what movie property would you like to see NECA take on, and why is it Crawl?
Well, it's Krull for sure. Just because I need a tiny glaive. I need that tiny glaive to give to all my other characters.
Glaive.
Were there other characters in that movie or just guy with glaive?
No, just guy with glaive.
Okay, he's my favorite.
So much
guy.
so that it made it right on the box cover.
Yeah.
We need to. People love the glaive. We need to show the glaive.
It's such a cool thing.
Zillion was awesome on Master System. Still play it today. Nice. Love it. Did someone say Crawl? Blake Wright.
Oh, hey, it's Blake Wright. How's it going, Blake? Author of Toys That Time Forgot. 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, yeah.
3? I think 3 is possibly. Yeah, I think he's doing a trilogy of books there.
Favorite toy growing up that you don't have now?
Favorite toy growing up that I don't have now? I don't know if there are any that I don't have now.
No, I think he's bought them all.
I've pretty much gotten everything that I had as a kid. There's still a couple of stragglers out there that I didn't get. I've never been able to put a full run of like Tron figures together with light cycles and stuff. So there's still a few. Yes, my wife just asked if I had Amigo Spider-Man. Yeah, duh. It's in my gallon bag with my original stuff in it. But yeah, there's not a lot that I had as a kid that I don't have.
And I don't have any that I had as a kid, and I'm okay with it. Would you be interested in covering the vacuum form board games of the 80s and 90s, toyetic stuff like Forbidden Bridge, Fireball Island, etc.? Fireball Island is on the list because they just like did a reissue of it. And when I saw
Kickstarter, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, that would be an interesting one to cover because I'm always looking for stuff that is toy adjacent, but not necessarily toy related. And Fireball Island, I was like, oh man, I used to play the shit out of Fireball Island when I was a kid. And that has little people and boulders and stuff. So it's sort of toy-like. We'll cover that. Blake Wright said 3's coming.
There it is.
3's Company.
It's fascinating. I don't know. The guy's doing the research. He's doing the legwork. He's out there making the calls, digging through the files. He's probably been at the microfiche, pulling up old newspaper articles.
Sega did a line of Zillion toys in Japan, and the anime was released last year here in the U.S. Holy crap. We're going to cover Zillion.
Yeah.
They did toys.
Toys That Time Forgot. Check it out. It's awesome. I don't think there's any more copies left of issue 1. Probably not of issue 2 either. And I say issue, it's a hardcover, like giant coffee table.
Yeah.
Thing. When are we getting a video on the Pogo Ball? Probably never. I had one. I definitely had one.
How did you guys, Greg and Dan, meet and start Toy Galaxy? We worked together. And then we tried to make a bunch of films and none of them worked. And so we said, hey, have you ever heard of this newfangled YouTube? That's something that we can do that is just 2 people. We don't need to worry about involving anybody else or anybody else dropping the ball or letting us down or not showing up for shooting or shooting up for shooting too tired and being like, I can't be in this movie. So, but I'm not talking about any specific situation. Dan was like, hey, I want to talk about toys. And I was like, hey, I want to
edit
put in
things.
Stupid jokes. Yeah. Make fart noises while you talk about toys. And so that was it. I mean, that's the very, very, very simple sort of.
That's the sort of
condensed
version.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a bit of a longer version on the.
With the History of Toy
Patreon.
Galaxy is on the list. It's on the list.
Oh yeah, it is. It's true. Should we address That Greg is a toy hater, not a toy hater. I just
Not a
don't
toy
have any
hater. No,
interest.
it just doesn't collect. He's not a toy guy. It has not affected his production of the show, let me tell you.
Dan's not interested in money. He likes gunpowder and gasoline. No, he's interested in money. We all are.
I also like gasoline. Makes my chainsaw run.
What 80s, 90s commercial jingle do you randomly get stuck in your head, and why is it Crossfire? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that one.
It's Hungry Hungry Hippos, Mike. Open up and there it goes. I can't, you know what sucks about bits like that is I can't tell you what video the Hungry Hungry Hippos running gag is on. Does anybody
Me
remember?
neither.
It
Me
wasn't
neither.
that long ago. It was
No,
not
it
that
really
long
wasn't.
ago.
It was pretty recent. But I don't
It's
remember it.
hilarious. And it's one of those things that we kept putting in there, and like people in the comments were just like, "Stop doing that."
If you were a star on American Gladiators reboot, what would your cool action name be? Oil change.
Jericho. Adam Cumler, thank you for the $5. Says maybe if it starts out with someone ordering a pizza and can't pay for it. What starts out with that way? I don't know what you're talking about.
What's the best thing about Hero Quest? The best thing about Hero Quest is Bardic broadcast video.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, we literally made our video just so that we'd have an excuse to watch his again. We didn't have to do that.
So I just saw one. Oh, now I got to try and find it. It went by so quick.
Broadsword.
Oh, right here. Oh my gosh, can we please see those films? The whole point of it was that none of them got made. People flaked and had to move on, and it's tough when you're not paying people. So the films didn't actually get made. That was the point of doing Toy Galaxy.
Yeah,
it was
we got frustrated.
Yeah,
because we would spend all this time planning and casting, scouting locations, and writing scripts and rewriting scripts, and like we were fully in and dedicated, and then we just kept working with a bunch of flakes. Yeah, and we're like, you know what we should do? Let's remove the flakes. Let's go flake free from now
on. When did the running gag about people writing in mention J. Michael Straczynski? That was oh shit. Was it Exo Squad?
I don't remember when it started. It was all in on Jason the Wheeled Warriors, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, Jason the Wheeled Warriors. That's what it was.
I can't tell you, like, it's the gag came organically from the fact that people kept saying it.
Yes. Like, the whole point of the gag was that when we first started the channel, tons and tons of people would put in the comments, hey, did you guys know that J. Michael Straczynski wrote for Jason the Wheeled Warriors? Isn't that crazy? And that's where the gag was born from. When we did finally cover Jason the Wheeled Warriors, Dan was like, I gotta do this gag. Is that okay? And I was like, absolutely. That's hilarious.
That was another bit that I just thought was hilarious.
It's hilarious, and we got so much shit for it.
The letters bit was just great.
But what do we always talk about? J. Michael
Straczynski.
J. Michael Straczynski, when we saw him at a convention, he remembered Dan.
But the first interaction was someone sent him the video and said, "What do you think of this?" And the reply was crumples up a piece of paper and throws it at the screen. And I was like, oh my God, we're kindred spirits. Like, he got the joke, and that's amazing. And then he was at the Connecticut convention, whatever that was, Connecticut Comic-Con, or what did I remember the show?
I don't remember. I don't remember the name of it.
We didn't know he was going to be there. We just kind of like came around the corner, and there he was sitting all by himself. Like, his line was building up or whatever. And I was just like, what do I do? It was just so great. And I still, to this day, honestly, I regret not having something more to say to him. I was just like, hey, I'm that guy. And he's like, you're that guy.
But he knew you.
I know. And it was amazing.
Right when he looked up, he was like, hey, you're the crumpled paper guy.
Yeah, that's me.
It was good. It was fun.
Would you support a G.I. Joe classified Dreadnoks 3-pack? Yes, definitely. And they should honestly just do that. Just do that.
Love the Bots Master episode. Thank you. Yes, there should be another season of Resolute for sure. Does that mean anything to you? Is that G.I. Joe?
Yeah, it was a really good, one of the best G.I. Joe series ever, and it absolutely should have gone longer, 100%, for sure.
What's Greg's t-shirt? It's The Mutilator. It's a movie.
Sounds scary and gross.
It's gross, that's for sure. The best thing about whenever J. Michael Straczynski comes up in the live streams is people trying to spell his name. And I'm not dumping on anybody. It is a hard name to spell.
Yeah, get it phonetically, and you're fine. You're fine.
It's pretty funny to see all the different spellings of J. Michael Straczynski.
I won't tell him.
I know it starts with an S and ends with an I, and that's as far as I can get. What are your thoughts on what Megalopolis / Premium DNA are doing?
Fill me in. I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, I'm gonna need a little news bite.
Aren't they doing the Mad Balls?
I don't know.
How do I know that and you don't?
I don't know. You've been following. Are you bringing back 3 quick things?
No.
Doing the news.
Did you see Wang just did a G.I. Joe PSA video? Yeah, I did see that. I like Wang. Is Pixel Dan really as nice as he seems? He's actually nicer.
He really, really is. He's really. When we started, he was a massively huge YouTuber. And he did not hesitate one bit to just, like, when I met him in person, I was like, oh my God, Pixel Dan, and he was just like, hey, everything's cool. And we've just been friendly friends since then.
I mean, obviously the story that we always like to tell is the history of the Masters of the Universe. Top 10 Masters of the Universe figures. And he has a running bit in there with Mosquitor. And I mean, you called him like the night before we needed that, basically. And we're just like, hey, can you do this bit? If you're not interested or if you're busy or whatever, we understand. And it's not a big deal. And he was like, absolutely no problem.
Us exactly what we needed.
Yep. We gave him absolutely no direction other than here's the kind of thing that we're looking for. And he was like, no problem. And he sent over the video and it was perfect. And we were able to drop it right in the video and it worked great. He's just a sweetheart.
No, and it really sucks that this whole pandemic thing happened. I was going to be going to San Diego Comic-Con for my first time ever. He's been there like 11 times or whatever. He's got his whole routine for covering all the reveals and announcements and interviews and all that stuff. He's got that down pat. And so I was going to kind of go tag along with him and be like his little roadie and like help him with his gear and just follow him all day or all weekend. And then the pandemic happened and that got canceled.
Adam Kumler, thank you for the $5. Kumler, I'm trying to narrow to one line of 112. What would be your one and only if you had to pick just one?
Oh, man, that's tough too. I guess I would probably say Marvel, Marvel Legends. It's either Marvel Legends or Star Wars. And that's sort of a back and forth depending on what the most recent figure I got was. If you'd asked me right after I picked up that Paz Vizsla figure, I would have said absolutely Star Wars. But there hasn't really been much Star Wars stuff coming into my personal collection. Maybe when that Mandalorian Commando or whatever his name is, just the regular Mandalorian Trooper. Once I get that, probably back on Star Wars. But for now, it's probably Marvel Legends. Even though honestly, I haven't even bought many Marvel Legends recently either. But I would say the bulk, like it's a significant percentage of my collection. You know what? I forgot G.I. Joe was out. So G.I. Joe, yeah, G.I. Joe.
Blake Wright, following up from earlier, they are resurrecting Madball figures, Barnyard Commandos, Battletoads, Earthworm Jim, etc.
Yeah, there's a couple in there that I would never give money to, for sure. None of those licenses are particularly interesting to me. I had a pretty good run of Barnyard Commandos for some reason at some point. I don't think I have any of those anymore. Good for the people who love them. There's obviously enough demand there that who was it? Whatever those companies were, Megalopolis and Premium DNA. Good for them if they were able to identify enough of a demand to bring them back.
Apparently, Mike Case lives at SDCC, so that's great.
Oh, okay, cool.
That works. Ooh, let's see. Hey Dan, are you excited for the Masterverse line Mattel is doing next year? I don't know.
Do you mean the new Masters of the Universe line? The new like sort of 7-inch line? Is that what you're talking about? If that's what you're talking about, yes. I believe that's based on the new show that's coming out with Griffin Newman as Orko.
Oh, okay.
All we've seen so far are silhouettes of the characters. We haven't actually seen the figures yet. Oh, and box art, I think, something like that.
Was sad but not surprised when RetroCon 2020 got canceled. Same.
Yeah, I just had to verify with NC ToyCon that wasn't happening, and they confirmed that they were kicking that back a year too. Sucks. We had a lot of shows on our schedule for this year. I have not picked up any of the Matchbox Top Gun planes yet. No, I think I saw them once. Honestly, I'm probably not going to get those. I have plenty of tiny little F-14s in my collection. And, there's like that 6-pack or whatever that has like a Jeep and another car. And it's like, I'm not interested in any of these cars. I don't care if they're in the movie. Like, I like F-14s and that's it. That's not true. I like lots of airplanes, but I'm not getting those cars. I don't need them.
Oh boy, do you use this one. Do you clean your toys for dust, and what methods do you use? Cats knocking them onto the floor?
Yeah, I don't really have like a system or anything, like I move stuff around enough that that did I answer the question?
Yeah.
I don't think I did. I don't really have a method.
And then someone else said use a Swiffer.
Yeah, well, I don't, like we redo the wall I redo the wall every once in a while. That's behind us in the videos. I redo that every once in a while. When that happens, I take a sock or something and rub all the dust off of them. And but it's more like pictures that I'm shooting for Instagram. I grab them, wipe the dust off, put it back on the shelf. But I don't really have a system or anything.
Just got back into collecting 4 or 5 years ago. Loved 6-inch. My question is, why do the different companies vary in their 6-inch size? That's why I can't do McFarlane, DC, and some others.
I believe it's a licensing thing. Yeah, like Marvel has the exclusive license for 6-inch scale figures. So I don't know if there's some shenanigans going on with McFarlane's DC license, or if that's just Todd being Todd and saying, you know what, I don't care what the rest of the industry is doing. I'm going to do my thing. And making it be what he wants it to be. Like Diamond Select can only do 7-inch Marvel figures. They can't do 6-inch figures.
Dan, percentage of collection displayed versus binned?
Maybe at best 20%, 25%.
Displayed.
Yeah. And most of what I have on display, you can see in the back of the videos.
Right. What's for dinner tonight? Asking for a friend. I already made dinner and ate dinner. I know Dan didn't yet. It's we did beef stir fry.
No, I had ice cream right before the show.
That's true.
I'm an adult. I eat whatever I want, whenever I want to. Probably frozen pizza for me.
I use makeup brushes to dust off my figures. That's a good one.
It's a good one. For sure. Pledge and microfiber cloth. That's good. Yeah, I just don't care. There was a time, and there are some figures that I still am very protective about. My like pristine white, gorgeous, sharp, perfect, fresh white Storm Shadow, vintage Storm Shadow. That dude is in a light tight case, and it never comes out. Like you can only look at it in the dark. So that I take care of, but most of my stuff, it just stays out. Like at a certain point, you got to just kind of resolve yourself to this stuff is finite. It's going to yellow. It's going to fall. It's going to break. You're going to lose pieces. It's going to get dusty. It is what it is.
Are there places in the house that there are no figures?
Oh yeah. All over the place. Yeah.
Shooting vids in front of that beast collection looks super pro. I approve. The number of people that think that is a green screen is it's baffling. It is not a green screen. It's just a wall of stuff.
No, we've had gags where I threw stuff at it.
Yeah.
It's there. It's that visual trick of the depth of focus.
Yeah. And the difference in lighting, you're lit, for like skin or whatever, and the back is blue. K Carvel, $5. Thanks to Dan and Greg for being part of my every Sunday morning weekly YouTube roundup. Did you ever have any of the 80s, 90s Tomy robots?
Oh yeah, I couldn't tell you any of their names, and I definitely still have a couple. They just sort of pop up, like every once in a while you go to like a flea market or an auction or something, you just buy up a box of toys. There's always one or two in those somewhere, like a little white guy with his little white robot with his big red googly eyes or whatever, little pincers. But I couldn't tell you any of their names. If that's not on the list, that's probably a good one for the list. Tomy robots.
Hey Dan, ever fix that Phantom? I don't know what that means.
What's that? Phantom. I don't know what that means.
Okay. Any non-TV related toys that were favorites?
Non-TV toys that were.
I mean, all the Marvel Legends for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those don't have
I did have. Oh no, I almost said Paunch from Chips, that TV show, and then I was like,
well, it's funny that you say that, because when the question first came up and I was sitting here thinking, I was like, oh, you know what? I used to have a Mork and Mindy Mork radio. It was Robin Williams in an egg, and it was a radio.
Yep.
But I'm like, oh, that's TV related also. But I loved that thing. I love that radio.
I had one. Yeah, it's that. Oh God, I just forgot the name of it. It's the Marks. It's the giant army figure mountain that has like the yellow elevator. God, I saw it at a toy show last year, but it just uses those old, plastic army men figures, and I loved that thing.
Hey Dan, how many cap guns do you have?
Quite a few. I would say probably maybe 20 different ones, different sizes, different complexities. Vintage ones, I mean.
The F4 Phantom model I sent with the Sidewinders fell off.
Oh, the Crayon Workshop. I didn't realize that was you, Mike. I did not do anything with it. No, it is. I still have it. Like, I took all the foam out of the case. It's in a photo booth video for anybody who wants to see the actual. It's an F4 Phantom that Mike, not Mike, Mike. I'm getting mixed up with Mike. I don't know if I want to say his name, Mike Case, and then Mike Van Kesteren. I said his name. He he did a amazing model kit of this F4 Phantom, and sent it across the oceans. And unfortunately, for as amazingly well packed as it was, a couple of little bits came off of it. And for me, it still looks gorgeous. It still looks perfectly presentable as it is in the case on the shelf. So I haven't touched
Dan, did you guys ever do Inspector Gadget? Can't remember. We haven't done it yet. We will. It's definitely on the list. Again, it's random. Would you give your likeness rights to a NECA line for YouTubers?
I think I'd want to see who else is going to be in that line. I don't know who else. There's some people I don't want to be associated with. Not going to name names, and nothing to do with the toy vertical. That for sure. I just mean in YouTube in general is trash and garbage, and I hate it. But
hey Dan, love your channel. Quick question: have you ever had a purchasing drought in collecting, as in nothing grabs your fancy for weeks, if not months?
Yeah, it usually happens right after the holidays, honestly. Usually when you start off the new year, that's like the stores clearing out all their inventory and stuff. And there's always going to be a piece that like, my God, I haven't posted anything on Instagram in like 6 weeks. Like, I just need to get something. I need to buy something. So there'll always be something in there where I'm like, I'll try this out. It's here. I'm here. I've got money. Let's make this happen.
Which toys did you spend the most time actually playing with as kids? For me, it was vintage Star Wars.
Yeah, probably G.I. Joe.
I had a whole bunch of those.
Probably G.I. Joe.
That my parents got me for one Christmas. You should start calling these live streams Toy Galaxy Presents. It's on the list.
Look, there's only two parts. There's checking in with everybody geographically, and then saying everything is on the list. That's it. The rest of this, we're just dancing around the two main subjects.
I love the history and eventual murder of KB Toys. Do you miss KB Toys?
I do, yeah. No, I used to
go
there
even though I didn't
all the time.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I'm not a toy collector or anything like that, but I used to stop into KB Toys often and just walk around and see what was out.
Yeah, I just miss toy stores.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like Walmart and Target suck. They never have anything in stock. They're not toy stores. They're not toy focused. They don't care. It's just another SKU for them. We've talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I miss places that have that focus, and like collectible shops, no offense to them, they have to mark their stuff up to the point where it's like, I'm buying it because I want to help them, but I don't want to pay $35-$40 for $20 figures on the regular.
Mr. Lurch said, okay, who would you have in a YouTuber's toy line? PS, I'm too tall for a standard blister pack. I'd have to be a deluxe. I didn't say this for you to actually give your list of YouTubers. I brought this one up because what most people don't realize is that Dan is 6'4". Is that right? 6'4". So he's also a tall guy.
I hurt my back. Now I'm 6'3".
So he's a tall guy. One of the reasons he actually sits on a stool is because he's so tall. The tripod doesn't raise up enough to get him comfortably in frame. So we had to have him sit on a stool. What did your dad do in the Air Force, Dan?
He was in the Navy. He started off as just an electrician he was an avionics electrician, and then worked himself up to, when he retired, he was the command master chief of a whole base in Rhode Island.
But do you ever see yourselves doing this full time and quitting your day jobs? This is my day job.
Yeah, one down.
Oh man, it jumped ahead.
What jumped ahead?
Dan, you mentioned Storm Shadow earlier. Have you checked out the Articulated Icons line of 6-inch ninja and samurai figures?
Yeah, I supported that Kickstarter when they had it. And funny thing about that is when that Kickstarter happened, they had like 35,000 subscribers, and I was like, oh my god, they're huge. That's why they were able to pull off such a successful Kickstarter and raised so much money. We have more subscribers than that now. Congratulations to Fwoosh, by the way, for just hitting 100,000 subscribers.
That's right.
Good on you.
Good for them.
We have more than 35,000, and I'm still like, I don't know. I'm not feeling that good about it.
Jonathan DeRay, met both of you at RetroCon in PA last year. You guys were awesome, and Dan is very tall. And Mr. Lurch said, not that tall then.
Yeah, it's always been an issue when we were shooting stuff. The tripod.
It's always, oh God, it's always an issue.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who we cast opposite him. They were all the height difference was always quite extreme. And when you're dealing with zero budget, it's not like you can just be like, oh, we'll just, get some Apple boxes and shoot around the fact that one of you is a lot taller than the other one. So we just had to kind of deal with it.
Bill Mudron
camera further away.
Bill Mudron asks, any interest in Spider-Verse Mafex figures hitting soon? Yes, interest. No pre-ordered. No, probably not getting them. They are a little too specific, like I love the idea that they made Peter B. Parker in his little round tummy and sweatpants and stuff. It is amazing. I would love to have that thing. But as far as like being able to use it for stuff, it's just it's a bit pricey for me, having not many uses for it.
Episode for the Karate Kids 80s vintage toys. Yes, there will be at some point. Don't know when, but there will be.
Some real talk.
Wait.
Love Into the Spider-Verse. Absolutely loved it. Loved everything about it. I do not like that design of Spider-Ham at all. At all. It is too weirdly like Looney Tunes Porky Piggish to me. I really wish they could have gone a little closer to the Mark Armstrong design from the comics.
So Dan
Sal and I are pretty much exactly the same height, because we had the same reaction to each other when we met each other at New York Comic-Con last year. We sort of like looked at each other and we're like, "You're taller than I thought." We were like the same height.
I'm 6'7", so yes, I feel the pain. Thank you. Vince, $20. Hopefully this will bring you closer to this being your day job, Dan. Thank you very much for the $20. That was very appreciated. I jumped ahead. It always jumps ahead. If I ever make it to the US anytime soon, let's see what happens in the new year. I'll glue them back on for you.
Thank you. I hope there's a chance. I hope travel is at some point in the next 2 years once again okay for people to both come into the United States and to leave it.
What are you watching on Netflix? I just binged Schitt's Creek. I also recently binged Schitt's Creek, and
Hey,
it's so good.
Don't spoil anything. We started watching Schitt's Creek. I think we just watched episode 5. So I know we have several more to go. It's just it's just now starting to like, you're just starting to get a sense of who these
it
characters
takes a bit.
are. Some of the relationships starting to develop. I gotta say, Chris Elliott, love the guy. He's done some real funny stuff, but I can't not see him as just Chris Elliott whenever he's in anything. He's just Chris Elliott. And there's like 15 different Levies, Eugene Levy. It's like Eugene Levy, Daniel Levy, I think is his son, right? Who's
Dan
the
Levy, that's his son.
There's like
the creator
4
of the
other
show.
Levies that work on that show.
Yeah, Twyla is his daughter and Dan Levy's sister.
Yeah,
the lady that works at the diner.
Yep. There's like
what Marvel characters would you still like to see released in Legends?
God, haven't they made everybody? I honestly if I had to vote right now for who top 10 most wanted Marvel Legends are, I'd be like, I don't know, the Mark Armstrong version of Spider-Ham. That's all you haven't done so far. Although I know Toad is still out there, but I think they just teased that as potentially coming soon here. But
always wondered, how did fans start sending you things to do unboxing videos with? They just started sending them.
We literally were just doing we were doing our regular photo booth videos where I'd be doing like flea market finds or recent acquisitions and stuff. And we just threw the address up one day. We're just like, hey, if you want,
people were asking,
yeah, they were like, where do we send you stuff? And I was
can I send you stuff? I have some stuff that I don't want anymore. Can I send it to you? So we just opened a PO box and started putting the address. First, we started putting it on the screen, and people started sending stuff. And now we don't put it on the screen anymore because people sent too much stuff.
Backlog. I mean, I appreciate it. Don't think that I ever don't appreciate it for a second. I 100% appreciate it, and I feel guilty every day.
Can't believe it.
That I don't have more of this stuff showcased, but life and times and priorities. Mike back on here says, more on topic. How annoyed you are annoyed.
How annoyed are you at store exclusives here in the UK? It's compounded as they're all US centric.
Yeah, I hate it. 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 I hate it so much. I hate it. Like everybody, we all see those pictures of like the golden days where it's like the aisle at Toys R Us and there's like 50 pegs of G.I. Joe and they're all 10 deep, and it's like, I know nothing is ever going to be like that again, obviously. But at the same time, it's like, I'm done. I'm done with exclusives anywhere. I know why they exist. I understand the business purposes, but you're asking if I hate it. And the answer is yes. And I feel even worse for you guys who don't live in the US.
Greg, best horror movie, your favorite, your recommendation as a gateway to those not already fans. I would need to take some time to try and figure that out. Last Halloween, we did a booth video where I gave Dan my top 10 horror movies.
Yeah, check that
out. And he went through them. That's a fun video. So I would check that out. Nobody watched it, but I would check that out. It's a fun video. So you'll see my top 10 there. Guardian Forever, thank you for the $5. How is the shift to streaming services affecting the tie-in toy market? I don't think it is it?
I don't think so. No.
I mean there's still shows and movies and things like that are still still have stuff being made for them.
At this point, the show is, especially Siege or this Transformers Netflix, it's so far behind that like everybody already had the toys long before the show came out. So it's like if the show existed to sell the toys, fail, big ol' F right there. It's so non-essential at this point that it's like, oh, they made something cool.
So someone said that video ruled and I like your avatar. Thank you. And then I will watch that tonight.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
That's one more view.
Hey,
put it on the board.
Yeah. Can you post the link in the chat? Maybe people go watch it right now. Go watch it. Come back. Let us know how you liked it.
Exclusives are a massive middle finger to the rest of the world. Agreed. Did you rig that Blu-ray vid so Dan could feel good about seeing 50% of them? No.
Totally lucky.
I didn't even know which ones he had and hadn't seen.
Just got lucky.
Yeah. What time is it? It is 8:30. I
Yeah, we'll
think
take-
that's a good enough place to call it.
Okay.
What were you gonna say? What were you gonna
I
say?
was gonna say,
Finish.
if anybody wanted to like fire out another question or two, we'll run through as many as we can here real quick. But if not, we're good. Nice strong finish to the video. Pull the plug.
I'll watch it again. Thanks. It's another view on the board.
Just watched The Hug. I'm terrified of creepy animatronic child entertainment. Scared the shit out of me. I don't know what that is.
10:30 a.m. in Australia, I believe.
Brats or dogs? I don't even know what that means. Is that like? Oh, you mean like hot dogs or bratwurst? Is that what that is?
Thank you for the $9.99 Kurt Roger. Dan, what is your opinion on this? Do you think a Navy SEALs toy line would be good or crap?
I don't think that's his real name. Do you mean after the 1992 Charlie Sheen movie? I'm down for that.
Michael Bean?
Yeah, totally. Those licenses are cheap. You can get those likenesses, no problem.
Later, Mr. Lurch.
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with G.I. Joe as being, military figures. I was really into military figures. McFarlane did some like static figures, actually very long ago. I was going to say not too long ago, probably like 20 years ago. It was when KB still existed. So, and those were cool. Obviously, they weren't very posable, but yes.
Will you do a show examining the type of plastic compuse in their toys to find out why some last and others don't? You'd need like a molecular biologist for that. That's not something that.
Yeah, I mean,
it'd be such a dry video.
Be boring.
I wouldn't want to edit it, and I edit all the videos.
Tony S asks if I have G.I. Joe Classified. Yeah, I have all of them except for I didn't get the second version of Roadblock yet, and I don't have the Baroness yet, and I passed on Storm Shadow. I didn't pre-order it, is basically what that means. I have Cobra Commander pre-ordered, and that Ninja and Gung Ho pre-ordered.
Our Canon Films line of figures. Give me that Chuck Norris and Charles Bronson. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Kershey, Mitt Romney, always good. That's a good standard. Favorite forgotten toy line? I don't know. I can't remember. Got it.
Such a cheap joke every time. Every time.
Yeah. Chemistry isn't good video material. Which there was the Manglores video has some real good chemistry content.
It really does.
Some good chemistry content.
And look, the Boxmaster it's not chemistry,
Science,
but it still has
there, for sure.
It still has the explanation of the Pulfric effect, which I cut quite a bit out of.
Yeah, no, I noticed that. Yeah, it's for good. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a whole minute 15 missing out of that of more explanation of the Pulfric effect.
Yeah, but if you're at home, if you're homeschooling your kids right now, or you are a kid who is homeschooling, I think you can get class credit for that video. We already covered Greg's shirt. We're not going over that again. Don't tell him.
It's the Mutilator.
Get here sooner.
Mutilator. It's a horror movie.
Dan, are you going to Joe Fest? I'm not doing any in-person conventions until this pandemic is over. That's for sure. Favorite property that should have been turned into a toy line but wasn't. I can't think of any off the top of my head. There's lots of them.
V.
Oh,
there were toys for V, right?
There was a like a 12-inch or 10-inch figure, and then there were prototypes made, but they never released anything. Any plans to feature the military toy lines from Lannard Toys? We'll probably hit Lannard at some point.
Yeah, I think they're on the list.
Lannard has, as part of their core toy line, they just released an airplane.
I think the core is on the list. I don't know that Lannard is. Yeah, I own Popcorn, the movie, and the snack.
Keldon says, I like when you asked Greg if he had ever had a case of the Bumble Jumpers, and he makes some noise at you.
Oftentimes that stuff isn't scripted.
Yeah, I remember that joke, but that's really funny.
Yeah.
I'd watch that show. I'd write that show.
Mad Max toy line, sure. History of 90s independent figures. I don't know. We'll see. Dan,
since Hasbro is doing the Joe Retro line, what lesser known characters or sub teams would you like them to make and bring to the forefront? I'll be
Fair
happy
enough.
when if we can get a good tactical Budo out there, nice Hydro Viper. Those would be 2 wins, 2 big wins for me. I'd love to see a kook like Raptor, would be fantastic. Any of the pets, Crocmaster, Mutton Junkyard, give me those animals all day long for sure. Sub teams, I mean, you know,
This is
Slaughter
a pure
Blood,
ego thing. I just want to
stuff.
say I think you're awesome. Thanks. I think you're awesome too. Would you like a line of Larry Cohen horror figures such as the stuff in Q? I've always wanted one of those stuff containers, but that's as far as that goes. Although a little, I mean, like flat bottom, fake liquid stuff thing with some people sticking out of it, that wouldn't be so bad. I could get into that. All right, I think we're.
That's it. No more questions. We answered them all.
Yeah.
Got them.
I think we're going to call it there. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for everybody for hanging out, for asking questions, for listening to us talk about stuff and things. Thanks for watching our videos.
Most of it was toys, even.
I'm on a talk through. What do we call them? A watch along. I'll be with 80s sci-fi. Look up 80s sci-fi doc on Instagram and Twitter. They're the ones who kickstarted the In Search of Tomorrow documentary about science fiction films throughout the 80s. We're doing a watch along with me and Vince DiCola, the guy who composed the music, the score for the 80s Transformers movie. You got to back the Kickstarter. They have some link. Go look them up. I should have had that ready to go. But
we're not very good with prepping.
Nah, I know. I just thought of it now. I was like, hey, if you like listening to me talk about things, I'm doing it again tomorrow on the Transformers movie, which we just watched a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night, everybody, for watching all around the world. Later,
everybody.